Scott Seiver kicked off his 2022 World Series of Poker with a bang. A bracelet in event number 3 for over 300 grand, followed by an 8th place finish in the 50K PLO. Now he's back at his 3rd final table of the series, making a run for Player of the Year. Can he continue his dominance? Can Alex Livingston win his 2nd bracelet of this World Series? Can Farzad Bonyadi defend his title from last year? Find out as this stacked final table in the 10K No Limit Deuce to 7 kicks off now.
Welcome back to the Las Vegas Strip for the 2022 World Series of Poker, Event 38, the 10K No Limit Deuce to 7 single draw, also known as Kansas City Lowball. We are watching the final table right here. Ali Nejad and Michael Dravet on the call on the PokerGO main station. My name is Remko Rinkema, as always, joined by Donnie Peters for a 1-hour free preview on YouTube to warm you guys up, to get you guys excited for one of the most beautiful games in all of poker. And we are watching as Scott Seiver and Alex Livingston both are trying to win their 2nd bracelet of the 2022 World Series of Poker. And as Ali Nejad already said, we have defending champion Farzad Bonyadi at the table, as well as 2 Brazilians. One who goes by the name of Pedro Bromfman, and he is today's chip leader. The other, Yuri Dzivielevski, goes by the Nerd Guy Online, one of the most well-respected players in the online realm, and has also had a ton of success on the felt here at the World Series of Poker. Here's a look at the chip counts. As I said, Bromfman in the lead. Eli Elezra, Poker Hall of Famer. He is the short stack. Cary Katz also still in the mix here, and you can see there at the bottom of your screen, we lost Phil Hellmuth just before the final table was set. Final table of 7. That is the way this game is played. There is no limping allowed. This is the most pure form of poker. 2 streets of betting. You can go all in at any time. And Donnie, it is safe to say that this is one of the fan favorites among the mixed game crowd.
Yeah, I would say so myself. I know you're jazzed up about it. I'm pretty jazzed up about it as well. Love this game. Great final table we have here.
Bromfman, as always, looking like a total baller with those flashy sunglasses. And Donnie, give people a little bit of an introduction to this game. What are we looking at right here?
You're dealt 5 cards, 2 streets of betting action. There is pre-draw and post-draw. You're trying to make the best low card hand. Deuce, 3, 4, 5, 7 is the best hand. Aces are high. Straights and flushes count against you. Pairs also count against you.
You can't. You literally can't. The card will break.
As you can see here, Bromfman with the raise draws 1. Seiver draws 1 as well. Seiver drawing to an 8. Bromfman drawing to a 9. Seiver hits a queen. Bromfman a 7, giving him a pair of 7s, giving Seiver the best hand. Unpaired hands are always better than paired hands. So an ace in your hands, an ace low, is better than a pair of deuces, which would be deuces low. Seiver checks to Bromfman, who bets. And Seiver lays it down immediately. You're looking for hands to go to Showdown with here. A jack low is what I believe sort of the average winning hand at Showdown, but obviously there's lots of trickery involved in this game. As we take a look at the payouts presented by Storm X, first is just shy of 300K. Helmut's collected 31K for his deep run in this event, and the players right now are guaranteed $41,000. And they are, of course, also playing for the coveted World Series of Poker bracelet. Only 2 players at this final table don't already have a bracelet. Those are chip leader Pedro Bromfman and Cary Katz. They're going for their first, while the others have entered that winner circle before. By the way, quick shout out to the people in the chat tonight. We have a 1-hour free preview. Please let us know in the chat who are you rooting for. As always, Donnie and I do plenty of giveaways here on the show. Let's just get the ball rolling here right away. 250 likes for our first merch giveaway, and we'll set a target later down the road to give away a free month of PokerGO action. We'll find something fun and creative for that as we look at Scott Seiver here coming in with a 3-bet.
Yuri here in the small blind.
Can you get cocktails back? Because you pushed them off.
Need those cocktails on the feature table. Let's go.
Absolutely. Dzivielevski has an interesting situation here, Donnie. He has a jack low. He doesn't have a very good draw, as the 3 would make him a straight.
Correct. But he could view this as a pat jack. That said, there's some decent action in front of him, with it being raised in 3-bet.
Yeah, playing a pat jack with a bad draw from the small blind is not the easiest spot to be in, especially when the stacks are relatively deep. If you're very short, this is a hand you can consider shoving, just because you have first initiative here to pat versus one opponent. But after a raise and a 3-bet, I think a fold is definitely a good option.
Farzad Bonyadi just handed the server a $50 bill.
Wow.
I'm not talking about the tip that he gave. The fact that he has a $50 bill, doesn't he know that that is unlucky for gamblers?
I mean,
what just happened?
Farzad Bonyadi is above that, so it seems.
No one is above the unlucky $50 bill.
Here's the event summary presented by Zenny Eyewear. 121 entries, 7 players remaining. And Donnie, as I heard on the PokerGO podcast, attendance in this event is way up.
It is way up. I think it was 90 entries 2 years ago, I believe. Or 3 years ago, 2019. That's what we like to compare it to, given that last year.
Appreciate it. Here, let me get you now. Here. Thanks.
Last year we had to fight the pandemic, the vaccine mandate, all that sort of stuff. 2020, obviously, no live World Series of Poker in full. So look back at 2019, try and compare there. A lot of numbers are up versus 2019, this event included.
That's what they said. Yeah.
We have Monsieur White in the chat. He says, hey, Donnie, hey, Remko. What's up, sir? How's it going? Everyone in the chat, please let us know where you're watching from. We'd love to give some shout-outs to everyone in the chat. I'm seeing lots of Vamo Brazil in the chat already. Always love seeing the support
for... Is
it
just Vamo Brazil, or is it Pedro Bromfman? Is it Vamo Dzivielevski? Like,
I think it's both.
Yeah,
they just want those guys to go heads up.
Everyone can see the cards.
All the Brazilians out there. Which Brazilian are you rooting for?
What's the stream? Half hour delay?
Hour.
I mean, Yuri looks like a model.
Yuri's mustache is so
people
well
stand
curated, by the
tell
way.
me the
Question we
I know
often
you're
get,
joking,
what are
but
these
for
chips
what
worth?
it's
Here are
I would
the chip
always
values
happily
presented by
do like
StormX.
an honor thing of just
5K
like
for the Reds,
not
25K
watching
for the
till, like,
Greens, and
tomorrow or whatever. I
100K
think it's just,
for
like, weird.
the Blues.
It sets like a
The blueberries.
Oh, wait, I'm
meta
gonna...
thing.
I have absolutely no one who even knows about this. So.
I mean, I could and would, but I would rather not. You know what I mean? I think it's like just more, not fair is the right word, more in the spirit of what the game should be, I guess.
Since Scott Seiver is at this final table, we might as well go home. Donnie Peters.
Yes, we know from High Stakes Duel. We might not get too many words in.
Alex Livingston here, Donnie, with an interesting situation here. He has trips in his hand. However, the fact that he has 3 4s increases the value of his hand.
Yeah, and you're also going to see Scott here with 2 6s and 2 deuces. Probably go to war a little bit with Livingston. Oh, or not.
So the name of the game is No Limit Deuce to 7 single draw, meaning the best cards you can catch are in the Deuce 7 range. 7-5, 4-3 Deuce is the nuts, also known as the wheel in this game. You're trying to play hands that can't make straights because those count against you, and you're trying to play hands that also block cards that your opponent might need to make those strong holdings. In this case, Livingston had 3 4s.
10, Ellie. I think it's 10, 25.
Yeah, just 10 small.
Thank you.
I thought we would have seen some action there from Seiver with all those blockers.
Would have been possible for sure. Here's the music as we look at Phil Hellmuth, who once again made a run. He now has 975,000 cashes at the World Series of Poker. Eliminated in 9th place for $31,000. Went straight to have dinner with his mom and dad to celebrate Father's Day. A deep run for Hellmuth. Once again, GG, sir. Once again, it was probably everyone else's fault but his. But once more, Donnie, he keeps making those runs.
Yeah, Hellmuth last night, late on day 2 in this tournament, it was the Phil Hellmuth show.
Thank you.
He was annoyed. He was ranting. Cary Katz here with a 9-8.
Can we call this a premium hand?
In single draw, yeah, this is a good hand. I mean, premium, I don't know. Seiver's got a really good one as well. And Seiver has options here. I mean, the 10-7 is good as is. Could break it. Unlike earlier where we saw Yuri have to, if he were to break his jack, he would have had to then draw to, as you mentioned, possibly a straight. Seiver could draw clean here to the 74.
Interesting spot here as well. If you're new to the game, the hand that Seiver has is very interesting because based on reads and game dynamics, Seiver might adjust his play with this hand from keeping the 10-7 versus Cary Katz or drawing the 10, trying to make the wheel because he is drawing live to the wheel. A 5, a 6 would of course be great. An 8 would also improve his hand from a 10. But in this case, a lot of this play will be read dependent, and I can say with confidence that Cary will probably not draw, making the 9, 8, 7, 6 because it's very hard for him to improve because 9, 8, 7, 6 are all connected cards. If you toss the 9, you're just going to improve by 1 pip down to an 8, 7, 6 with whatever card you're going to draw afterwards.
Also position highly important. Seiver is acting in position here, so he's able to see what Cary Katz does and then react accordingly, as Remko just overviewed.
As some of the people in the chat are asking, like, who has the best hand? Whoever has the lowest high card has the best hand. So in this case, Cary Katz is the best hand, 9, 8, 7, 6 deuce. Then Seiver has 10, 7. That's how you also announce your cards. If you play this for the very first time, you announce your highest 2 cards when declaring at Showdown. That is the way to easily distinguish who has the winning hands. And if it goes beyond those first 2 cards, which is fairly rare, then you of course go down the line.
Pat.
Katz goes pat. Now Seiver has a decision, Donnie. Do you think 10-7 is strong enough to stay pat with versus Cary?
Pat.
He goes pat as well.
I think it's strong enough to stay pat with, but I don't know if it's strong enough to now call a bet with if Cary chooses to bet.
I almost pulled the trigger, at least, for sure.
I could see this very well going check-check. I could see it going bet-fold. I saw Seiver yesterday check back, I think a 9 at one point, kind of late in the tournament, and he said, you know, this is a very tight check back, but he did check back. He was against the 10, so he did win the pot, but
Interesting spot here for Seiver.
Seiver knows. This is just, I mean, what is he going to pat with a worse 10? Is he going to pat with a jack there?
This is why the game of no limit to 7 single draw is so complex. Only 2 streets of betting. It's no limit. And
10-7 perfect.
9-8.
and
What you got?
He has a 9.
Seiver there, you know, likely bet his 10 because he has such a good 10, right? He's got a 10-7 perfect, as he announced. If he were to have something like a 10-9 or a 10-8,
Almost pulled the trigger. I'm drawing
maybe
dead to
wouldn't
both
have
bets.
bet.
I got a 10-8 draw.
If you pull the trigger, I probably triple up. I'm sure a top card just gins me.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think we can triple you up. Maybe we can collectively.
No, I was going to bust. Yeah, fair.
a few shout-outs here for the people who are watching.
Yeah,
we have
yeah.
Fresno in the house, Santa Monica, Brazil, of course,
I'm gonna check
Honolulu,
that. Let's just put out a
Sebring,
little,
Florida,
little something.
Felt like a
Phoenix,
10-8.
Arizona,
Just in case. That's the thing. I was so much
St.
better than
Charles.
that. I had to.
Cary, what
Yeah.
Cary, what took you so long to call, man?
Oh, sorry.
we got Palm Springs in the house, Dunedin, New Zealand. Interesting. Did not know.
Of course.
Bronfman here comes
Okay,
in with the
the
raise.
worst result for 10-7-4 here.
Queen 10-9-7-3.
Yeah,
Bonyadi with the jack 9.
So-
Could also break it and draw to the 9-8.
I did too. I guess I was wrong, but I did too.
Bonyadi's one of those players
Perfect.
you don't see too often at the World Series of Poker. When you do see him, he's usually at the final table of the 10K deuce.
Exactly. For people in the chat, if you're just tuning in, please smash that like button and subscribe to the channel. When we hit 250 likes on this channel, you can pick any t-shirt from the shop if you win the giveaway. Any t-shirt. There's a lot of cool t-shirts in the shop. You can pick any one of them and we'll send it to you if you win the random draw giveaway. So 250 likes, that is all we ask for. And then while you're at it, please subscribe to the channel as well. This is a 1-hour preview, a free preview of the action. As we see a 3-bet here from Bonyadi. The real professionals, Alina Jad and Michael Trevette, doing commentary on PokerGO.com. They will take you home tonight, as I always love to say, because we will call the action, or they will call the action until there's a winner in this event. Bonyadi takes it down with the 3-bet here. Guitars, drums, that is the sweet music of this event's history. Bonyadi, the defending champion. Jim Bechtel, former main event winner, won this event in 2019. Brian Rast, PPC winner, won this event in 2018. John Manette, one of the biggest crushers in Vegas cash games over the last decade and a half, won it in 2017. And then in 2016, former WSB Player of the Year, and I believe 5-time bracelet winner Jason Mercer won this event in the year prior. So no slouch has ever won this tournament, Donnie.
Yum yum.
That is true. You never see any slouches win this tournament. Nick Schulman won this once, I believe.
I believe so, yes.
Yeah, definitely provide that.
You don't
I mean,
like
just an
it,
absolute-
You don't like candy.
Yeah, exactly.
Great list of winners in this one.
No,
It's one of the best
true.
of the best.
Not wanting me at the table means you don't enjoy the act of gambling.
And this table is
Zivilevski
gonna
here
be
raising with a
much
9 draw.
Quieter than what
Yeah, and the
Yeah,
banter,
of course.
Good hand for
you're
Cary.
good for TV at least.
Yeah, yeah. It was fun when me and Schulman were here. We had a lot of really good conversations.
Cary has a made 9 here. Calling from the small blind.
I see it.
Being raised.
I see it. I see it. Exactly.
Good price
I mean,
for
I've
Seiver
folded
here.
so many in a row. I'm forced to get in here and now.
Cary will probably stand
gonna
pat.
take 2
Seiver
cards.
draw 2. Yep. And Yuri draw 1.
So if Seiver was heads up here in position, he would maybe draw to the jack just because there's a good chance he'll go to showdown. In this case, being 3-handed, the jack 7 is unlikely to ever be good, and he gets sort of a very good pricer to draw 2.
Wow, great draw for Yuri. Especially given that Cary had 2 blockers with the 5 and the 4.
Check.
So we have 9-8-5 versus 9-7-6. Very close call here as far as hand values go. Zivilevski is going to give Cary a lot of credit for made 10s, made jacks, pat cards that he's now better than. I think that this is sort of a nice cutoff point here for him to try to get value.
Agreed. I think Cary would 3-bet some of his better hands. And as you mentioned with jacks and 10s, probably play them similar to how he played this one. Not the best 9, but still a decent 9 for Cary.
And this is very evident by the bet sizing that Zivilevski is going for here, because this looks like an overbet, which is fairly common in this game. This game is very aggressive, plays very big in many spots, and here comes Zivilevski with a bet of 370K, correctly assessing the range that Cary has. He just happens to have the one hand that is just basically, I mean, it's not an exact pip, because that would be a 9-8-4 versus a 9-8-5, but the 9-8 versus the 9-7 is about as close as it gets. So
It's a really good bet.
very impressive
Or
bet,
really
but
bad
also
bet.
equally impressive fold by Cary.
Wow.
Seiver giving it some thought here. You can never rule out a big move from Seiver. The dynamics that I just described that Yuri is considering are also things that Seiver is very aware of. So at the same point, when it comes to this high-level play, there can be a bit of a leveling war going on where, if he knows that I know, and that's why this game is so beautiful.
Well, here's what Seiver's likely thinking. I mean, he gave it up right there, but likely thinking that, 1, he has a 7-6 deuce in his hand, which are 3 very valuable cards that he's blocking from Yuri having in his hand. He also knows that Cary was pat, likely with some good cards as well.
Sean is asking, is this limit or no limit? Well, you just saw it. There was an overbet. This is definitely no limit.
I mean, it's the same.
This is the Cadillac of draw games, everyone.
The bet size made it look
One of my favorite games to have in our random low-stakes mixed games. If you're new to this game and you're just watching it for the very first time, pay close attention, because
They're
it's
so
a great game
fast these
to add to your
days.
home game.
Amazing.
It is.
It's scary.
Scott can hero call.
It took us years of of us paying our dues, year after year. Now these kids they come out of nowhere, Freddie.
Don't worry about it.
So you're old school, Freddie?
I am
You
old
include
school,
yourself as
absolutely.
37 as a
Here goes Eli.
grizzly veteran.
He's qualified for that.
225, Mr. Katz.
Too much.
Eli will at least be drawing to the 10 here.
Could have been 25.
Should he get called? Seiver's got a good one.
He should get called here by Seiver, who draws to a good 8.
225.
A bad 8 would be an 8-7-6. A good 8 can be considered an 8-5.
I need the action, Scott.
Okay.
That's it.
They never need the action.
Here we got a showdown, so no cards being
Honestly, I
shown
don't know
just
if I
yet.
like it. I got 4 cards, good cards. So
You're playing double draw to my single draw.
yeah,
Yeah, that's not very fair.
And he is positioned.
Well, I hope you catch a 10.
Oh,
so we're
shit,
both
I
happy.
got an ace.
All right, now we turn the cards face up to see what the other needs
Oh, sorry.
for a fun sweat.
So Eli there only looked at 4 cards.
Oh.
Didn't look at the 5th card, and then saw that he had the ace.
See what I have
Which,
to
when
do,
you're
sorry.
short, you
He
know,
has a lot of
just
You
need
want
to
me
look
to
at
see
so
for
many
bet?
cards.
So this is a common thing in this game where
2-1 favorite.
Seiver,
Wow.
I made it.
he makes
Good
it.
hand.
Eli Elezra drawing
Good
dead.
game.
Good game, Ellie.
What Eli did there, looking at just 4 cards, similar to what people do in Hold'em. You look down, you just see an ace. You got 10 big blinds. You
Thank
said,
you,
okay,
guys.
I'm all in.
Thank
I
you,
got an
guys.
ace.
Take care, man.
Eli Elezra eliminated in 7th place for $41,000. To give some more context for that showdown, Seiver asked Eli, do you want to see what you're drawing to? Seiver showed his card first,
that's
even
what I was
though...
telling you guys earlier. I was
Don't
explaining.
worry, Pedro will bust soon. You'll have more room.
Yeah.
I will bust soon.
Bang! Guitars and drums, they're back. Let's look at the chip counts here of event 38, 10K, no limit, deuce to 7, single draw. Pedro Bromfman has not seen much action yet, but he still maintains the chip lead as Scott Seiver is in 2nd place, Yuri Dzivielevski in 3rd, and then we have Bonyadi, Livingston, and Cary Katz now the short stack after the elimination of Eli Elezra. Joey Boudreau is asking, do they use a 52-card deck? Yes, they do. The regular standard deck.
I mean, you guys can be nice and let me win it for back to
Matthew
back.
says, can I practice in Bobby's room?
hasn't
Yes,
been
it's a
done.
great place to learn.
Didn't one guy win
The nuts, the deuce, 3, 4, 5, 7 is indeed called the number 1.
Billy probably won it back to that.
A certain
that was
blogger
like
that you and I will know very well loves calling
Still
out
playing.
Yeah,
the
he'll
hand
call-
drag.
Tim Duckworth. He'll call all the way up to number 87 or whatever he calls it.
I mean,
Reminder here for the people in the
I
chat.
think Billy
When we get to
has a lot of
250 likes
advice.
on the video, we'll give away a free t-shirt from our shop, shop.pokergo.com, if you want to check out to see what we have in store. Free shirt at 250 likes on the
Start with,
video.
Like 7.
Stone Malik said,
Yeah, I
what's
can
the
see
difference
that's fine,
between pat and check?
Yeah, something
Pat
like
is based on what you're
Yeah, I
going to
see.
do
It's
on the
like
draw. If you're not going to take any cards, you say I'm standing pat, or you just pat the table. Checking is a betting option. You can check, you can bet, you can fold, or sometimes you can raise as well. But so those are the 2 differences there. Similar sort of motions if you just want to motion it, usually tapping the table. But one has to do with the draw, one has to do with the betting actions.
For padding, I like to use the horizontal hand wave. Just
No
do-
more.
do-
No
do-
more, dealer.
No muss.
No more. I'm
I
standing
was
standing
going
pat
through this,
on my 20.
Same gesture as
I
playing
think,
Blackjack, yeah.
various blackjack or PokerGO or whatever the game may be. Bonyadi here.
I'm standing pat on my 15. Hope you bust.
Seiver pairs is 4. Cary Katz has a 10-9, and Bonyadi draws 2. Excuse me. Katz stands pat, and now action is on Seiver, who draws 1. Tosses the 4.
Cary's been involved in, what, 3 hands now? He's been pat in all of them. Made the correct call the past couple times. He made the quick call against Seiver. He also made a good fold against Yuri earlier. Now we'll see what he does here. Katz does have the winner here with a 10-9. He checks it.
Black Canyon Garage is saying, what about the 6? I think the 6 is one of the most hated cards in this entire game because the 6 is involved in making a lot of straights. So that's why 7, 5, 4, 3 deuce is the nuts. No straights involved in that. If you start with a 6 in your hand and you don't have a deuce, then
Good
that
luck.
is usually trouble. Also, there's no limping allowed in this game. No limping allowed. So
it.
for all you nits out there, you better make some waves here. We're playing 10K, 25K blinds with a 35K big blind ante. So the bring in is basically 50K. You can raise more if you want, but there's no limping allowed. Andy Bossman says deuce 3, 4, 5, 7 suited
If
be
you
a
have anything
bummer.
worthwhile
That's
at
a
all,
total
I think
bummer.
If I raise, he calls and pats, then I get your card. Oh no, yeah, you probably mixed them. You probably don't know which one's first.
No, actually,
You got it,
8
Stone
was the
Malik.
first go.
Yeah, I win.
You guys have any other questions about this game? Drop them in the chat. Myself and Remko can usually spew some nonsense that we think is correct. Usually works out pretty well.
JC says, not going to lie, I thought the ace was a bigger bummer card in this game. Yes, ace is definitely a bigger bummer. However, the 6 gets you in trouble much more.
Yeah, the ace, you just know what to do. You say, see you later.
Yeah, exactly. Let's look at the hand of Dzivielevski here. The 6 is exactly what he doesn't want because that would give him a straight. So Dzivielevski here drawing to an 8-7, but he's drawing dead if he hits a 6. So he has a pretty narrow draw here. He wants a 3 or a deuce. Bronfman here with a much wider range of outcomes, drawing to a 9-7, hits a 10, makes the best hand as Dzivielevski picks up a king.
10-9.
Goes check, check, 10-9 wins. Bronfman takes down this pot. Owen Atkins asks, how does it work with a pair in your hand? Well, the lowest combination wins. So if you have a pair of deuces and your opponent has a pair of 3s, then you win with the pair of deuces because your deuces will be your low. And that's how you gauge this. By the way, a little overview here at Pedro Bromfman. He's a composer from Rio de Janeiro, graduated from Berklee College of Music. Notable projects include Narcos, RoboCop, and Elite Squad.
What?
Yes, that catchy tune from Narcos,
Yeah.
Pedro Bromfman. He made it. He made that.
Love
I think
it.
it's because I ate a piece of pizza. Made me tired.
Excellent
Makes
guitar
sense.
player as well. Follow him on Twitter, Pedro
You
Bromfman.
beat Helmuth in this last year? You beat Phil heads up in this last year? Or
Johnny, the German guy.
oh yeah, John.
Honest, yeah.
Yeah.
Under Green Thunder, no, not in this game. The ace cannot be used as a low
You did what
card.
I couldn't. Then Yanni
A
beat
lot
me
of the
heads
games,
up.
the ace goes both ways. Not in deuce to 7. That's why the game is called deuce to 7. Deuce being the low.
Kyle Anderson says, this game is easy, but it plays complex. it's a good way to look at it.
So it's like every poker game.
It's like every poker game.
Just like Hold'em, right?
What did Doyle say again? It takes a moment to learn and a lifetime to master. By the way, a little history fact here for everyone watching. When it was decided that the WSB main event would be No Limit Hold'em, the other game they were trying to decide between was this game.
Could you imagine? It'd be amazing.
Chris Moneymaker snowing against Sammy Farha.
I'm in.
It'd be
I'm so in.
We should refilm this with the main event final table playing deuce to 7. Meanwhile, Bromfman here with the wheel draw, and his hand is made extra strong by the fact that he has another deuce in his hand, which blocks his opponent from having one.
Pedro, maybe you forgot when he said he was going to start bluffing again when we switched to this table.
It's too bad he hit that deuce after the draw. Livingston picks up the pot.
He was done bluffing there, but now we're here. He's back. He's back. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Alex Livingston from Halifax, Canada, the first player from Nova Scotia to win a World Series of Poker bracelet, which I also learned on the PokerGO podcast, Donnie.
Which I learned standing on the rail last night.
Beautiful. If you're just tuning
You're
in,
not going on your phone
we are
while we're
very
at it.
close to 250 likes on the video.
Yeah, let's
Please
go.
Smash that like button and
Come on.
subscribe to the channel. We'll give away a free t-shirt when we get to 250 likes.
For those of you who may have joined in late, deuce to 7, single draw is the game we are playing. No limit is the betting variant. The other day, Remko and I did a short stream on deuce to 7 triple draw. Same type of game, different mechanics involved.
Very different. Dzivielevski here hoping to just pick up the pot. Doesn't have a very favorable drawing hand with the ace or the 8-7-6-5. A 4-card straight is not what you want. However, if you come in for a raise, it's always good to try to pick up the blinds and antes here. When I see Dzivielevski in his current jacket,
Yeah.
is this Robin Hood?
Dzivielevski, I think, might be the best dressed person in poker.
Well, I was thinking of the Grand Budapest Hotel.
Yeah. You can play that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Adrian Brody. Great movie, by the way.
Maybe, I guess, hopefully not, you know.
Robert is asking, is this game offered in casinos? It'll be very tough to find this game straight up. Very tough to find. And if you do, it's probably very high
You live
stakes.
in California? What part?
100K is 3-day?
Yep.
Andy Bossman is asking, is position vital here? Is you can see if players draw a card before you act. Exactly right.
Dan
Not
Smith,
far off.
Dan Smith took a lot of his chips.
Oh, really?
Position is
After
even
20
more
minutes.
important in
Yeah.
this game.
Like 2
Bang,
minutes
we hit
after
it.
we made That's why,
Let's
yeah.
go.
We hit it, chat. We did it.
Yeah, seriously.
Over 250 likes.
It's pretty good.
Phenomenal,
Pretty good.
phenomenal start here. To stay with the common theme here on the show, for the giveaway of the
Yes,
first
murder,
piece
huh?
of merch here today, what's your favorite poker game to play? It might be deuce to 7 no limit now after you've been watching the stream for the last half an hour. Please let us know in the chat. What's your favorite poker game to play? We'll do a random draw giveaway for a T-shirt that you can pick from our store. Let us know in the chat right now. We will do the draw in just a few hands, by the way. Farzad Bonyadi at his 9th career World Series of Poker final table.
Don't look at me, guys. Remko's the one calling out the movie names.
Was it Robin Hood? Was
Princess Bride.
I've never seen that movie.
Princess Bride, you've never seen?
I don't care about those movies.
Come on.
Probably Ali.
Looked like Robin Hood to me.
I think you should spend a night, spend an evening, and watch Princess Bride.
I did watch Wedding Crashers.
Princess Bride is not Wedding Crashers.
What about Meet the Parents?
Yeah, I mean, that's a good one. I like it.
I love Meet the Parents. I'm vegetarian, but I made lamb. That's one of my favorite quotes of all time. Bronfman here with the raise. King with the 5-4-3 deuce.
When I was up here with Nick, we were talking about. Freddie, have you ever seen that poster of the photo of Bill Smith there? Do you know who Bill Smith is? Have you heard of him?
No.
I feel we've all been playing the World Series for 40 years, 30 years, 20 years. Never seen Bill Smith in my entire life.
I don't think I've seen that one.
Scott, that's a WSB
I'm not
champion.
crazy. That wasn't there ever, right? And we were just talking about it for hours. They were like, no, it's always been there. I was like, there's just no chance that like all of us that have been here. And they're like, yeah, he won it in '85.
100% always been there.
I've never seen a single person that's like, oh yeah, I remember him, or that's always been there.
I always thought it was a different photo and they changed it out.
So sharp too.
Yeah.
Right? Doesn't it look like it looks like
I mean, we could have missed that.
different. It looks
Does look like it could be a fake.
It's so. I think it's fake. I don't think the person ever
We should
existed.
put one fake one up at yours.
I think they did. I think I noticed the first event.
Keep them coming, ladies and gentlemen. Keep them coming for the giveaway. Favorite poker game. We'll do the draw after this hand as Seiver comes in with the raise with the Jack 7-7-3 deuce. Favorite poker game.
Pineapple. You should be banned from the chat. Pineapple isn't a poker game, and it doesn't go on pizza.
I was just going to say, the pizza topics question has come around quite a few times. Not today. Bromfman makes the call here with the paired 6. Oh, actually, sorry, makes a 3-bet here to 300K. Just quickly tosses it in there. So smooth.
What's going on with Yuri's chips here?
I don't know what it means.
Is this a tell?
Maybe it is. I mean, he has 2 4s. There's 4 red chips there lined up. Maybe it is a tell. After this hand, first random draw. We've got a question from Adrian, by the way, Donnie. Any advice for a first-timer playing the Colossus?
Don't go too crazy. You know, structure is a little bit on the faster side, but still decent for its price point of $400.
You got a good one for me?
It's going to be a big field. You know,
Oh my God,
play a tight range, play your hands aggressively when you get in a pot. And don't be afraid to lose just because you don't want to go in scared or acting timid.
I always say, play the hands you play with aggression, or don't play them at all.
Yep.
Tight is right. Tight aggressive. Tag, just like Harrington used to say in his book. If your M is under 10, consider shoving.
M, wow. Do they still use M with the big blind ante?
When's the last time you used the word M in poker theory? By the way, we got
several months ago.
We got a huge pot brewing here as Dzivielevski calls out of position with the 9-5 draw.
2 Brazilians going to battle here.
Ooh, 1-1, that's fun.
1-1, interesting, fair fight.
Brazil versus Brazil.
Cary knows.
Dzivielevski pairs his deuce from the looks of it. Let's see what Bromfman caught. Bromfman made it.
Hello.
8-7-6. The rich get richer depending on
very good hand here for Bronfman.
The play here. Tough spot for Dzivielevski.
Now, if you were playing triple draw, an 8-7-6 is good, not great. No limit single draw.
Huge.
You're ready to go nuts.
Yes.
You want to put how much money in? Let's go.
Dzivielevski here has a tough spot here, increasingly so by the fact that he caught a deuce, Donnie.
Yes, I mean, he's blocking 2 deuces. He was blocking 2 4s as well. Also blocking a 5, although just one of those.
Checks to Bronfman, takes the cautious approach here. 700K in the middle. Basically a pot-sized bet.
For sure going to see a bet. Just how big is it going to be? 330K is the wager.
Big boy.
I don't see Yuri calling here, but I wouldn't totally rule out a check raise. Small percentage of the chime. He could come in and try and steal the pot that way.
It's Brazil on Brazil violence.
Between Scott Seiver and Cary Katz, you and I should just go home.
Yeah, we can go home. We can definitely go home. Scott Seiver is going to ask one question about poker's history to Farzad Bonyadi every 12 minutes, and we'll make our way through this entire broadcast. By the way, thanks to everyone for tuning in. We much appreciate it. The draw for the T-shirt is after this hand as we wait for Dzivielevski's move here. Given the stack sizes, I find it highly unlikely that he's considering a shove here.
He's got about, looks like 800K behind. Of course, I would know that if I also looked at the graphic, but you know. Give me a break.
It's always good to test yourself.
I mean, I was happy to look at the graphic then and see that it is 805K, so, you know.
Patrick B says, wouldn't ace, deuce, 3, 4, 5 be the best? Well, it would be if the game was called ace to 5, but if the game is called deuce to 7.
Which is in some mixes at the World Series of Poker, but this is deuce to 7.
Yuri gives it up. Interesting dynamic right here as Livingston, Katz, Bonyadi, and Dzivielevski now all have very similar stack sizes. As the guitars come in, we look inside the hallway here, the Paris hallway, and the PokerGO Genesis NFT collection is live right now. Exclusive experiences and special rewards. Check out discord.gg/PokerGO for more info. In partnership with NFT Stadium. Don't miss out. Little fact here, Donnie. NFT ownership comes with a lifelong PokerGO membership.
Current NFT ownership, if you own it through December, you also get into the $25,000 added free roll that we're having out here in Las Vegas at the studio. You can come out here to Las Vegas. You can enter into that tournament for free. 25K is going to be added to the prize pool.
It's pretty wild, actually. So you only have to do is own one of these NFTs. You're going to show up to our studio in December and play for that 25K free roll prize pool.
So
pretty cool.
A little earthquake there based on this this camera going up and down.
All right, time for the random draw here for the free T-shirt. The winner is Robert DeLeo, or DeLeo. Robert DeLeo. He says Limit Poker.
Congrats, Robert.
Limit Poker. I'm a big fan myself as well. Lots of options there. Robert DeLeo or DeLeo. Please send a direct message on Twitter to twitter.com/PokerGo. Robert, congratulations. You can pick a T-shirt from our shop. Let me know your size and your address, and we'll send it to you. All you have to do is send a screenshot of you logged in to your YouTube account to us on Twitter, and we will send you that T-shirt.
You should dress up like Bill Smith for your shot.
I mean, his shot's very sharp, but it's a good look.
It's like 1985, isn't it?
It looks like that photo was taken there.
Garrett Zimmer, I saw your message. We'll look into it after the show.
Right.
Thank you for
Look at Jack Hell.
the heads
That's
up.
a photo taken in '84 with like grainy camera.
Yeah.
That is a
Yuri
sharp,
picks up a pot there.
high-resolution, front focus versus out of focus.
Well, then who won in 19?
If you wanted to check out our merch shop in general, shop.pokergo.com.
I mean, that's what
We have lots of cool stuff in there.
If you're in the Vegas area, 2 locations here at the World Series of Poker.
Jack, I definitely remember
I think
Barry.
he knows because Eli.
And then I remember everyone else over there.
Day and he talks to Billy every day.
Did you ever play with Jack?
No.
Played with Barry.
Yeah.
All right, let's do something crazy here.
Ooh.
We need
I like crazy.
we need 300. Wait, no, we need 207 more subscribers on YouTube. 207 more.
I like
to
it.
get to 280,500. If we do that before the end of the hour, I'm going to give away a free month of PokerGO action, meaning you can basically watch the entire rest of the World Series of Poker because we got a month left of World Series of Poker action in 2 days' time. July 21st is the final day of the WSOP.
Thought it was July 20th.
20th?
I think
Well,
so.
Time
About
zones.
600
Depends where you are in the world. Either way, use promo code GETWSP30 to save $30 on your annual sub. But until then, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and if we hit 280,500 subs on the channel in the next 20 minutes, I'll give away a free month of PokerGO action, meaning you can watch the entire rest of the World Series Poker for free. So there you go. Little bit of a pork chop here to use some of my favorite Jason Somerville expressions from back in the old Twitch days. Pork chop for the fans.
Livingston.
Blind versus blind here.
If it's Eli, it's Livingston.
Livingston is the correct way.
Livingston to Eli.
Livingston with the 3-bet here.
Freddie's just trying to play some small ball, and Livingston won't let him.
Thanks, Scott.
I mean, I couldn't beat him with number 2.
I had to draw to number
He
2.
couldn't beat you either with number 2.
Yeah. Think about it that way. Livingston's so bad, he had number 2 and couldn't beat here.
It's true. We chopped twice in the same tournament.
One bracelet so far for Alex Livingston. That was this year in the $1,500 7-card stud event. 29 cashes so far at the WSOP. Just shy of $5 million
That was
earnings.
sick, 'cause it was
The
before the
vast
money,
majority of
or
which came in the
maybe just after the money.
2019 main event.
After maybe, but it was
Last time I made a number
Third
2 in
place.
single draw.
Yes.
Billy
4
Baxter
million.
made a number 1 on him.
Wow.
for a big
He
cash
drew
game.
one. Yeah, he drew one, and he caught the deuce.
If you're just tuning in, we need 180 more subscribers on the channel to give away a free month of PokerGO action. Don't forget to smash subscribe and use the notification bell to get a reminder whenever we go live. Lots of streams planned for the next 3-4 weeks.
Smart. This is a good adjustment to the game here.
I love how Scott Seiver Donnie is always having a good time. And every now and then he looks down at his cards and goes into like full-on focus mode, and then he goes right back to being the entertainer.
The ability of him to be able to turn it on and off.
Well, we'll see. I love Farzad. How does anyone not love Freddie?
By the way, if you're wondering why we're so promoting everything, it's because this is a 1-hour free preview. We are going off the air in 18 minutes and then kicking on over to Ali Najad and Michael Trevette. They are live right now already on PokerGO.com.
If you want to hop over there right now.
Yeah.
Promo code GETWSP30. $30 off.
See you later. Daniel Garcia says, is this live? Well, I think I just answered your question. Thanks for tuning in. Mika Seymour says, here's some random cards. Someone won. That's one way to look at this game.
Isn't that poker?
Yeah. Here's some cards. Good luck.
I'm trying to play ties.
Painful, right? For you.
Huh?
Wow, beats. We got some beats right now. Love it. Wow, first-time bracelet winners at the 2022 WSOP. Donnie, what an insane list of names. I mean, I'm not going to read them all out to you, Donnie, but this is a stacked group.
It is. And you know who's not on that list?
Tell me.
Ali Aslami.
Oh, wow.
Won his first bracelet last night. $1,500 stud 8.
And we were standing there watching as he raked in a massive pot versus Norman Chad on day one.
Yes, and he went on to win the tournament. Dedicated the bracelet win to the late Chad Brown.
Look at all the room I had.
R.I.P. Chad Brown.
It's a great card. It gives you a lot of room.
One of the great guys in this game. Had the fortune to cover him many times in events at the World Series of Poker. Dzivielevski here with the raise. 2 pair.
It's true. Cheap steal.
2.
Joe Geegan says, so you guys are like the bad comedians who open before others? Makes
Yes.
sense. That is correct. You're the smartest guy in the room, Joe.
Thanks for tuning
we
in.
appreciate you tuning in. We're putting Brian Snyder to bed. This is awesome. It's going all according to plan. I personally believe this is one of the most beautiful games in all of poker. As Seiver makes the most painful hands possible in this game.
Listen, Brian, I've gone to sleep many times watching poker. It's great.
By the way, interesting to note here, Dzivielevski snowed. Meaning
See now, this is a good hand to snow with, unlike what Fahalmuth was doing the other day with the King Jack.
Your button, right?
Yeah, Cary's fine.
If anyone watches Daniel Negreanu's vlog, they know what I'm talking about. Helmuth snowing with the King Jack 7-4 deuce for no reason other than white magic, I guess.
exactly.
No.
Dzivielevski already has 2 bracelets, 61 cashes and 1.4 million in earnings. One of the most accomplished players from Brazil. Very successful also in the online realm, trying to add to his bracelet tally.
I mean, just a superb mustache.
My Bleach House says, did he not draw even one? Correct. So what Dzivielevski did was called snowing, which means that you don't take any cards because you feel as though you have a good chance to bluff with the cards that you have.
That's right. No, everything's right.
If Scott Seiver could be quiet for a second, I could explain how this game works a bit better.
Because it's 35.
Yeah, that's why.
It should be 15, 25, 40.
Yeah.
Should just be consistent.
So basically, snowing is a way of bluffing in this game, where you use the cards you have to your advantage. In this case, the 8-8-4-4 deuce. You know, those are cards that people would like to have in their hand, meaning you block them, and that therefore makes it a much stronger hand to bluff with. If you have Ace, King, King, Jack, 10, it's not a very good hand to snow with because none of those cards affect the holdings of your opponent.
You guys
See?
can't let us go, huh?
Hope you're listening, Phil.
Yeah. We're 4 times as likely to improve as you.
2-2-1, the draw. Bonyadi, of course, now a big favorite to make the strongest hand. However, drawing 1 versus 2 opponents makes it a little bit harder. And there we see Bonyadi receiving 2 deuces, increasing his chances to make a successful bluff, but also decreasing his chances of winning this hand at Showdown. Seiver, by the way, makes a Queen Jack. Decides to lead here into 2 players. The levels of this event are 90 minutes, so it's well worth your subscription to PokerGO tonight because you might be in for a very long one.
What do you mean, might?
For sure it's a long one. For sure it's a long one. We picked up a few subscribers on YouTube here, but not enough yet to warrant the 1-month free giveaway. Should I increase it to a free quarter of PokerGO action, Donnie?
Yeah, increase it to a free quarter. It doesn't matter because it doesn't look like these guys want to hit the subscribe button. So increase it to whatever you want.
All right, a free quarter, meaning 3 months. Free 3 months of PokerGO. If we can get to 280,500 subs on the channel, we have 173 remaining. So it's up to you guys in the chat. Of course.
Start going for the 4x spot.
Much respect to everyone who's already a subscriber to
There are
our
2
channel.
sides of the same coin.
Okay. You guys are way ahead.
Make sure
They
to
are, though.
hit the notification bell as well to be in the know about whenever we go live. Wiz Collectible says, how does a pair count for Showdown? Well, it's whoever has the lowest
I hit
hand.
Ellie with a 4x pot last
So
night.
pair of deuces is better than a pair of threes, but it's worse than
Not
king
the
high.
big all-in was only like
It was
2x
like,
pot.
no.
Yeah.
Because my first raise was like 105, and then it was like
He had 450 back. You made it 115 or 120.
Oh, yeah.
Either way, I mean, it was a big
yeah,
bet.
no, I guess it is like only like 2.3, yeah.
That was a bluff.
He had 510 at turn.
That one
He
was
said
a-
like for he had like
that one was a
5, he had
bluff.
510. Yeah, I guess it was like 2.5x spot.
Yeah. He folded some type of 10 and you had a bluff. I just don't know if it was a snow or you turned something into a bluff.
Little bonus.
Not the world's best draw for Seiver here. A 6 would make him a straight, but of course, a deuce would make him the nuts if he had to draw to 1, but in this case, he picks up the blinds and antes.
Yeah, I saw that.
Wow. This is some Skrillex type music. Great Scott Seiver's hot start in 2022. event number 3. He got the win in the 2.5K no limit hold'em. The 50K PLO 8th place, and now the 10K deuce 7 single draw well underway to becoming the POY leader, Donnie, after this event. And guess what? He's on our fantasy team.
Let's go. Let's go, Scotty.
We are not unbiased.
Look at me.
No, I mean, 25K is just, you know, it's secondary.
For the people,
Cary here with the Jack-9.
People who are wondering about Phil Hellmuth, he busted in 9th place. Negreanu did not cash, but there is 100K going on today, and I'm pretty sure without even looking that Negreanu is probably in the mix there.
I'm going to say he's not.
He's
Because
not?
I think he's deep in the 10K stud 8
Wow.
that we are streaming tomorrow night on PokerGo.
Oh. Maybe some
If
Negreanu
you
action
want
tomorrow.
to, if you want to do some talking over there, I'll look up the chip count and see if we can see where Negreanu's at. How about that?
Dinosaur Phil says, thanks for pointing out the music every time. Dinosaur Phil, I'm always surprised and thrown off whenever the music comes in. And I always feel like I need to emphasize my emotions by declaring the type of music that is entering my brain.
Looks like there's 29 players left in that 10K stud 8. Negreanu is top 10 in chips.
Wow.
So making a run. He's had a very quiet summer so far. But hey, still more than halfway to go.
I'm super excited for the first Negreanu stream this year.
I mean, Sean Deeb as a top 10 stack, Daniel Zach, Daniel Negreanu, Perry Friedman's in there.
Wow.
Chad Evesledge, Brian Hastings, another Brazilian, Felipe Ramos in the mix.
More important than
One more.
One of your favorites, John Minette.
John Minette.
Let's see what
Angry John.
Chris Chiba.
When is
Did you hear the Chris Chiba story?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, how crazy is that?
Wild.
If you guys want to hear the Chris Chiba story, tune into the PokerGo podcast. Search for it on all your podcast catchers. Latest episode has a fun story from a night out at Sushi involving Chris Chiba, where he wasn't too happy.
Yeah, it's good to see you.
A little reminder here, as Robin in the chat says, ace deuce 3 4 5 doesn't count as a straight. Every other straight does. Robin, that's wrong. The ace deuce 3 4 5 would be a straight. That's why this game is called deuce to 7. That's what you want. You want a deuce through 7.
No,
those are the cards you want.
Yeah, but ace deuce 3 4 5 isn't a straight because ace is high. Is what he's saying.
Oh, because it's ace high.
Yes.
Yeah, they are.
That's what he's saying.
Oh.
So he is correct.
I see. Oh, it's like some reverse psyching out going on here.
No, it's a good look though. Nice.
Don't worry, guys. I got the chats back.
I mean, must be true. Pedro was like, "Oh my God!" When you were gone earlier, he goes, "I'm embarrassing Brazil."
It's the first
This
thing
is
I
what a
told him.
good
I'm like, I'm
Brazilian
so
dress is
underdressed
like.
for this. Look at Yuri sitting next to me. I'm wearing my lucky sweats. What can I do?
If Yuri's the best dressed at this final table, who's the second best?
Nobody.
Cary? Cary's just all black is always a clean look.
You cannot get any prizes for best dressed if you just wear clothes to the table. Dressed means you made an effort. Yuri is the only one that made an effort.
Every time I see Yuri, I'm like, he spent 2 hours on that outfit.
Yes.
Suspicious.
Scott Seiver probably owns 160 polo shirts.
Hello, 6-shooter. Oh my God, it's his first non-pat hand of the day.
Oh. Very observant, Scott Seiver.
off the table.
I didn't know he played this loose. Yeah. So far, I've had 3 hands for Cary. I've value bet all 3, and lost all 3.
Cary with the check again here. A bad 9 for Seiver. Still a 9 though. A 9's a 9. Seiver bets and
I guess it'll take 1 second, but I'm just so strong again. I'm gonna be 4 in a row value betting with like a great hand and losing. I mean, it's so small. It's whatever. Why am I wasting time? I just have a great hand, Cary. I was like, oh, I'm gonna trick him with this. So annoying. Oh.
you lose.
Oh my God! I thought that was a 9 and I win.
8-6 for Cary Katz. Wins again versus Scott Seiver. Cary quietly chipping up here with some good hands at Showdown while Scott Seiver is on the receiving hands
like
of
this
some
mid-raise play.
small
Yeah,
little
yes,
coolers.
Less than 1/3 pot and then get.
I don't mind doing it too. Like you don't have
That's
it.
not the worst.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You can do it in pairs.
Quick recap here. It's a no-limit game, 2 rounds of betting. The best
Just keep
cards
making these great hands and losing.
you can make is deuce, 3,
No
4, 5,
bluffs
7.
ever.
You're my hero. Pedro.
Yeah.
No, he is. I mean, he didn't have any chips the whole tournament. Now he's.
I've given. Oh, sorry. I've given him like every chip he has.
It's been very generous of you.
I've been very generous.
Me too.
Yeah, you
who-
two. You've been
who
my
doubled you?
you're my biggest benefit.
Yeah. Where are your
No,
benefactors?
it's Ellie who doubled you up first, right?
Oh yeah, Ellie.
The other table.
True.
Yeah,
right.
that was good.
I mean,
The
yes,
consortium.
Except
came
when
together.
Ellie said, "Oh, I got it."
Yeah.
Like,
and
oh
then he
wait,
didn't.
no wait, it's a
Yeah,
pair.
yeah. I bet your heart stopped there. It's
Yeah, that's kind of bummed.
I got it.
55.
Raised from the defending champ, Farzad Bonyadi, legend in the game of poker, has been around for a very long time. If you're just tuning in, we have 5 minutes left on the free preview of this stream. Head on over to PokerGO.com to continue watching. Get WSOP 30 will take $30 off your annual subscription, so don't miss out on that discount. Even if you're already a PokerGO subscriber, you can use the discount to upgrade from a monthly or a quarterly to an annual subscription.
At least you have the good grace to like laugh a little. As you say
Yeah, I was
it
due.
this time.
I was due for a pat hand.
I saw it.
Oh, you only need 2.
That
Cats.
again?
Yeah.
He's back
Pats
again.
with
Oh,
a
well.
Jack 10, which is what people often describe as the average hand that wins at Showdown. Is it like Queen 7 in Hold'em, Donnie? Or is that a different type of way of looking at it?
Well, I mean, that's like the median starting hand.
Median starting hand, right, so
So-
it's a little bit different.
A little bit different. Bonyadi's got a good hand here. Cary likely just looking to get the showdown here. Seiver looks like he might pounce, although, oh, he checks. He eyed his chips for a second. That does not look like it's going to throw off Farzad Bonyadi, who reaches into his stack. Pot at 200,000. Freddie comes with the bet. 175K. 2 quick folds.
Very quick.
Straight.
Freddie doing a little acting there. We all know he had it. The old 10-6. Can't fool us, Freddie. We can see the cards.
Definitely makes it a lot easier. Question, which Hall of Famer is the most accomplished no-limit deuce 7 in WSP history? Donnie, do you know the answer?
No, but yesterday they threw up a question, and it was multiple choice, and then the answer wasn't even part of the multiple choice, so I'm just annoyed with these questions.
I guess we'll have to wait to find out what the answer is. By the way, if you're new to PokerGO,
I'll say it's Billy Baxter.
Seems like a very good guess.
Doesn't he have 7 bracelets and aren't like 10 of them in deuces 7?
I believe so. Use promo code GETWSP30 to save $30 on the annual sub.
65.
Well, we're getting some people in the chat
I wish
guessing.
we were playing 5-card draw high.
I've had some good of those. I've had
Someone
a lot
said
of good
Fedor holds. That is not true.
I think I had 4 sets.
Did it say no limit deuce to 7?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Kings, queens,
Cat's here with a
straight,
Yeah.
strong draw to the 8-6.
3-9.
I've had just like a lot of ace deuce hands.
JCV said worst casting. Well, we don't control who makes the final table. It's not our call.
I apologize, Pedro. Need not do
Lex Veldhouse shout out.
Wow.
Oh, it's a fair fight.
I miss having Lex at the World Series of Poker.
Oh, I know, right?
That was awesome back in the day.
Maybe we'll see him soon. It would be great to have him back.
160.
Wow.
Ethan McIntyre said Negreanu up to second in the stud 8. If anyone cares, we care. And that event will be streaming on PokerGO tomorrow night.
Katz, meanwhile, makes an 8-6.
Ooh.
Very, very strong hand against Bronfman, who paired his 6. Katz came into this final table as the short stack and has managed to claw his way up into real contention here, and especially with the hand he has currently.
Have to see a raise here.
320.
There you go, Cary.
Small raise here from Cary, and Bromfman tosses them immediately after having paired a 6.
Nice.
All right, final hand coming up
They just
on
believe
the
in
broadcast right now. One more hand here in the free preview. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel. We'll be back with more poker coverage
He did.
pretty quickly. There's another look at the question on the screen. And will the man in question be the one that Don
Boom.
mentioned? There it is.
Boom.
Billy Baxter. 5 bracelets in no limit, deuce to 7.
I said 10. Same difference.
Same thing.
I think he's got 7 bracelets total.
Thank you all so much for tuning in. This is the last hand of the free preview. Use promo code GETWSOP30.
This is a great one to head on over to PokerGO for, as Remko said earlier. Probably going to be a few hours in this one with some high-level play, some big names in action as they chase that WSOP gold bracelet. Great hand here for Alex.
If you've won any merch with us in the past and you haven't heard from us, please follow up with us on Twitter DM. We'll make it right and make sure that's underway. We give away so
Alex
many.
just dealt the number 2.
That's phenomenal. Just the number 2.
160.
Uh-oh. Seiver's stepping in it a little.
You have a bunch of green that I can't see right.
Oh, sorry, I
That's
shouldn't
okay. think.
Yeah.
I just
This could be a big
I was
one
trying to
to
have like a million.
end on, Donnie. Depending on the move by Livingston.
I think the best chance we have of this one being big is a flat call from Livingston, and then
1-2.
a check, draw 1.
1.2.
Yeah, he does call. Stands pat.
You really work hard for it.
Seiver takes 1.
Grinder.
So Seiver draws
You
well
do.
here and puts in a bet.
I wish
It's going to be
I
bad
could
news
bet
for
that.
him because we know what's coming.
Wow, makes it 10 perfect.
Oh,
I'm
That's
patient.
painful for Seiver.
Shortest guy
Sorry,
playing
Paul.
2 card draw, 2 card draw.
Oh, I didn't.
I mean, I know it's going to be all in or check. I'm
It's
assuming.
so dumb. So.
Livingston does
Maybe
check.
give me a read.
There's what you were talking about earlier. Seiver chatty, flips the switch, highly focused.
Goes into focus mode. I mean, this could be a shove from Seiver.
It could certainly be a shove from Seiver. Wouldn't be too outrageous.
Oh,
About
if
2x
you
pot, a
win,
little bit less.
You might get barred.
200,000.
No, we play. The low ball makes.
Here comes the all-in from Livingston.
Yes.
You can count on that.
That's why the reason I can't go.
Eric
think-
Wong is asking, what does 10 perfect mean? It means he has
Yeah.
a 10 low with the perfect 4 cards to follow it up. 5, 4, 3 deuce are the lowest cards
No,
possible.
Seriously, he said nobody wants to play with the world champion.
Whenever you say perfect after whatever cards you state, you have the lowest
Pedro
cards.
welcomes all comers.
So in this
No,
case,
he's saying
Livingston
I
has,
can't
has a
win,
7-6
otherwise I'm gonna be
perfect.
barred from
All in.
the games we play.
All in is the move from Livingston. Seiver is getting absolutely wrecked here at Showdown at the final table so far. Livingston starting with the second best possible hand. Did not have to draw. And lured Seiver, who made a 10-5 low, into committing a fair portion of his chips. This is the final hand, by the way, of the free preview. Keep that in mind if you want to keep watching.
Good one to end on.
Yeah, go to PokerGO.com. Use promo code GETWSP30 to save $30 on the annual sub. This stream will go for quite a few more hours.
Interesting spot for Seiver here. Probably thinking that it's hard for Livingston to turn something like a jack or a worse 10 into a bluff.
Just like 3 hours ago, you know?
Could have easily snowed and just went for the gusto.
My hand's filling in a lot slower to get me to do a bunch of stupid betting.
Seiver trying to get a reaction here.
Can you bring in the juice, please? Thank you. I can see it. Or break one down so I know that's funny. Great, thank you.
Seiver was sitting on 1.6 million not too long ago, and now in real danger of becoming one of the short stacks.
Here's him.
Lays it down.
Good fold. Disciplined fold there. Didn't get
Put
sticky.
him right.
And a good pot for Livingston to pick up.
All right, Alex Livingston chips up to now be second in chips behind Pedro Bromfman from Brazil as we take a look here at the shop. The best poker apparel and more. Shirts, hoodies, hats, and memorabilia. Shop now at shop.pokergo.com. We got some hoodies, t-shirts, and a whole bunch of cool stuff available, as well as original felts used on high-stakes poker, Poker After Dark, high-stakes duel, and even from the World Series of Poker. And on that note, we're going to call it a night here. My name is Remko Rinkema. I'm joined by Donnie Peters. Keep watching right now on PokerGO.com as Ali Najad and Michael Trevette are on the call for the rest of this final table. And once more, use promo code GETWSOP30 to save $30 on the annual sub. Good night and enjoy the show.